See if you can relate to this. If so, then stick around for the surprising fix. This sickening noise is full throttle. Note the lag in the trigger response. And as soon as I let off the throttle, dead. Chainsawing is hard enough without going through this exercise every time. It's enough to make a preacher cuss. Let's see how it works on a dead stump. Should we buy another saw? Use some choice words? Rather than stomping away mad, let's fix it. I ordered this carburetor and ignition coil kit off eBay from China for $12 with the intent on providing a video on parts replacement for this saw. As it turns out, I didn't need to use any of these parts for my fix, but I'll still provide a link for you in the description section of this video, and maybe later I'll do this job anyways. A quick comparison of the throttle linkage here was dramatically different from my model, so beware of that if you order this. Oh, and it came with this Chinese cat sticker. I came up with this acronym for things I should have checked before ordering this kit. S for checking the spark plug for carbon buildup. A for checking the air filter for dirt and grime. F is to remind me of proper oil-gas fuel mixture, and lastly, E means check the muffler screen for easy exhaust flow. The fuel mixture has been working fine in my other 2-cycle engines, so I'm immediately checking the F for fuel mixture off the list. It's been said all you need to crank an engine is fuel and a spark, but you need a lot more to keep it running. This air filter is easily accessible on top of the carburetor. Gently lift out the fabric material, trying not to get dust into the center opening. Although the top looks clean, the bottom is nasty, and we're going to give it a bath in dishwashing liquid and warm water, and then dry it with paper towels and let it sit outside in the April sun for a while, if possible. You can see the filter now looks much cleaner. As we reinstall, orient the filter according to the shape of the receptacle and place the filter along the inside of these highlighted red borders. Be careful not to force the filter down inside the bottom of the receptacle. It merely sits on top of the rails as illustrated. Now onto the spark plug. Gently grasp, turn and remove the spark plug wire, and then grab your spark plug tool or appropriately sized socket and remove the spark plug by turning it counterclockwise. If the engine is hot, grab your gloves for this part. This plug has lots of black carbon buildup. This is not a cause per se of our chainsaw's behavior, but a symptom of another problem. Carbon on the plug indicates that this engine has been running too rich, as they say. In other words, too much fuel. The carburetor settings have never been modified and were set at the factory. Regardless of the cause, the plug needs cleaning or replacing. And let me show you how I cleaned this one. Grab some sandpaper or a wire brush and an optional sanding block and begin work on the side electrode. It's the one with the crook on it. Here I'm lightly sanding the underside, then the sides and back. Next I turn my sandpaper over and move to the tip of the center electrode. Lightly sand off the carbon around the sides of the center electrode. Then work on the base of the threads. A dirty plug will cost you in fuel economy. This plug looks much better. I reinstalled the spark plug by turning it clockwise. When tightening, snug up the plug but do not over tighten. Replace the spark plug wire onto the spark plug. That leaves one piece of our acronym the muffler exhaust screen. And just because this muffler looks oily and grimy doesn't necessarily mean the screen is plugged, but let's check it to be sure. Remove the two nuts holding on the muffler plate, screen, and the muffler itself. I grabbed some needle nose pliers to remove the front muffler plate. The next few seconds of video are in slow motion because the screen behind this plate fell out rather quickly. This muffler screen is nothing more than a small rectangular piece of mesh. If yours is burned out, I'm sure you can make another or buy some screen online and cut to fit. I finished removing the muffler plate, and behind it I see now how the screen fits between the plate and the holes in the muffler. Do not run your chainsaw without this screen, as it can prevent fires from muffler sparks. The muffler is now removed from these two long bolts coming off the cylinder head. As we examine the muffler assembly laying here, let's focus on the screen. We should be able to hold it up to the light and see through every space. Wow, it's almost totally blocked. That most definitely is our problem. Starting with a popular engine degreaser, we spray each part of the muffler assembly, beginning with the muffler itself, the plate, the nuts, and the screen. Then we filled the muffler parts jug with hot soapy dishwashing liquid and used each one of these products to scrub the screen until it looked like this. The smaller black specks you see are only paint particles. Quite the difference from before. Being the anal retentive perfectionist, I couldn't resist painting the muffler parts before reassembly. Guide the muffler back into place by lifting it onto the two long bolts. The bolts are offset so the muffler cannot be mounted upside down. The muffler screen is located over the muffler holes, and then the muffler plate is placed into position. Blue or red thread lock may be applied, and the two muffler bolts alternatively tightened. The cover has a male pin on the left and a female receptacle on the right. These fit into a female receptacle on the left and a male pin on the right. When pressing down the rear of the cover, be careful that it properly engages the choke, run, stop lever as shown. Then lock the cover in place and test the lever for clearance. And now, let's go try it out. Well, the first pull is promising. Check out that smile. There's no lag in the throttle, and how about those RPMs? But will she idle? That's a resounding yes. The moral of this video is, if you're experiencing these symptoms with your saw, remember to play it safe and follow these steps, and this project is complete.